Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat. Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In the last class, we have seen the meaning of all the Dhyana shlokas, and as well as we entered into the first chapter, the first shloka. Once again, I will read the first shloka, then we will go to the analysis. Dhritarashtra uvacha Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samavetaayuyutsavah Mamakah Pandavaschaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. The first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna Vishada Yogam, the yoga of the grief, Arjuna Vishada Yoga. In this, the first shloka told by Dhritarashtra. And in the last class, when we are seeing this shloka, I started giving some important points what Shankaracharya mentions in the Bhagavad Gita in his Bhashyam. There, one important another word I left that day, that is, he says, the Shastra, this Bhagavad Gita teaching, or for that matter, any of our Shastras, the whole Vedas, are meant for two purposes. One is Abhyudaya and another is Nishreyasa Prayojanam. Abhyudaya Prayojanam and Nishreyasa Prayojanam. Abhyudaya Prayojanam means the material prosperity. By doing different kind of punya karmas and yajnas and yagas and all that, you may go to different levels of existence, that is devata sharirams or different worlds, all that you may get it. So material prosperity may be there, but it is not a permanent prosperity. Again, we have to come back to either this loka or that loka, and again when the punyam gets over, you will come to bhuloka. So in this way, it is not the ultimate benefit you will get, but another one is called Nishreyasa Prayojanam. That means the liberation or the moksha or the salvation. So this point also he says in the Bhashyam. Then, now let us come to this first verse. I am giving the meaning of the word Dhritarashtra, who is very firmly hold on to his chair power. One way or other, as like Dhritarashtra, we are also born blind. Dhritarashtra born blind. But he is physically blind. Not only that, now we will see how he is mentally also blind. And we are also all not physically blind, but born blinds only we are also. Because Janmana Jayate Shudraha. We born as ignorant jivas, creatures, and then struggle in this world, struggle for the happiness, peace and security, but we are struggling, but not getting it. Permanently we are not getting in full measure. So one way we are also blind people only. Whoever tries for this Nishreyasa Prayojanam, for the realization of the truth and his essential nature, he is alone a wide eyes opened person. The eyes are opened not physically but mentally. That means he is awakened to the Gnanam. Now Dhritarashtra is not physically also awakened, he is blind, and mentally also he is blind. And I told that here we see each and every word in three different aspects: Adi Bhautika, Adhyatmika, Adi Daivika. Now, these three words we can relate in this way. Adi Bhautika means about relating to the Jagat. Adi Adhyatmika means relating to myself, the Jiva. And Adi Daivika means relating to the Ishvara. So, from these three angles, three aspects, when we see a particular context, the message, then only our understanding will be complete. So, keep this also in the mind. And now, what Dhritarashtra said, he is asking a question to Sanjaya. Now, about the Sanjaya, the word itself reminds that Samyak Jayam Sanjayam. He well conquered his mind and the senses. Who conquered his own mind and the senses is called Sanjaya. And Sanjaya and Dhritarashtra. So, in between them, actually, Vyasa Bhagavan want to bless the Dhritarashtra with the vision to see the war. I will give you temporary the vision which you can see the war, what is happening literally. But Dhritarashtra said, no, 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 I don't want to see. Let somebody see on behalf of me, and if he conveys to me what is happening, that is enough. So when Dhritarashtra is not interested to get the vision to see the war, because he don't want to see the own people are going killing each other in the war. Then Vyasa Bhagavan blessed the Sanjaya to have the vision. While staying in the palace itself, he can see the entire the war field. Not only seeing the war field, he can read the minds of the people also, the intentions of the people. Then only he can convey the exactly what is happening there. So, blessed by the Vyasacharya, Sanjay is now narrating the entire episode of the war, Mahabharata war. So this is the about Sanjaya, and Dhritarashtra is asking. What he asked, O Sanjaya, Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaha Shaiva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. In that Dharmakshetram, which is the Kurukshetram, the war field and the place of righteous place, and where all the Kuruvamshams were before lived, and that place, Kurukshetram, and which is called Dharmakshetram. So I explained the meaning also, the importance of the word starting with the Dharma. But Dhritarashtra is using that word Dharma, but he is not on the side of Dharma. He himself knows that. Anyhow, he is asking Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. So in that war field, the gathered people of my children, listen carefully, my children, Mamakaha, and the Pandu's children. who gathered there in the war field with the interest to fight the war, use Savaha, who are desirous to fight the war. And what they did, Kima Kuruvata, what they did, what they did means it is not the present tense question. Not only that, if you see the normal meaning, it will be like this. Simple translation. What my children and Pandu's children are Kima Kurvata. What they are doing, actually, what they are doing, because still war is going on, but the meaning of this question is much, much more deeper. Now, before that, one point is I will tell what is the really the depth of this question. Why Dhritarashtra asking this question? Here, when Dhritarashtra addressing my children and Pandu's children, now we are going to see three different type of characters. This is not for just story's sake. I told you that day itself to know the psychology of the people, then the mentality, three different gunas and the characters. So here the Dhritarashtra is a typical Tamasika Mamata person. Tamasika Mamata. Ignorantly having the attachment. When we say Mamata, naturally there is Ahanta also. So a Tamasik Ahankara person with the Tamasik Mamata. That's why he is showing the uh, difference between his children and the Pandu's children. In fact, all of them are belongs to the Kuruvamsha only. But here he bias with his own children because my children and Pandu also when he is at the time of death, he told that take care of my children also as like your children. So they're all living together, playing together, grown up together. But this old man is holding on to his my children, the mamata, my family, my children, my power, my. So this is, we have to note it, a tamasika mamata person. How a tamasic ahankara, arrogant and ignorant, then attached person will suffer in the life. So this is the Dhritarashtra's character. And Dhritarashtra is another thing. That means what? He is stuck up in the relativity. Stuck up, stucking up in the relativity. Relativity means stuck up with the relatives. The whole relativity is relations and possessions. So he is very much attached to his children. And Dhritarashtra's another character is he is allergic to wisdom. He knows what is right and what is wrong, but he don't want to change. He listens so much from the Vidura, all the good things, and ultimately he says, Vidura, I know what you are telling, everything is correct only, and I know also that you are telling for my good, but I can't follow that. So that is the mentality of the Dhritarashtra. See, such a aged person, great person only, powerful person only, but still he is having that weakness of he allergic to the wisdom. Another one episode comes in the Mahabharata itself. Some time the Dhritarashtra asks some questions to Vidura. Vidura is a very wise person, very great devotee, wise person. So he asked some questions. That time Vidura said, "No, I am not eligible to answer these questions. So I invoke and call my guru, and you ask him." Then he invoked the Sanat Kumara, Sanat Sujata. So when Sanat Sujata came, the conversation took place in between the Dhritarashtra and Sanat Sujatam. That is a very, very beautiful teaching called Sanat Sujatiyam, where the highlight point is that death is impossible. Death is impossible. If you see from any angle, and of course, anyhow, that is a different point. Just I to mention that how this Dhritarashtra is allergic to the wisdom until the end. Again, the same Vidura only comes and uh, pricks him, and then only he is ready to leave the palace and go with the Vidura to the forest. Now, so asking this question, any question can have different shades. Here, 3, 4 different aspects of the question. A question can be a first one shade of the question is a normal question. What is your name? That's all. To know what is your name is a question. And the second question is the shade of the question is for the examination in the classroom, the teacher will ask any student, please get up and tell me the capitals of the 5 southern states. Then the student, if he asks, what sir, you are unnecessarily troubling, you know the answers. He will tell like that? No. Teacher knows the answers, but for to test your knowledge, so it is an examination. So the question can be asked to examine. And third shade of the question is sometimes a kind of sarcasm, or how it will be, uh, what, you are also going to that place, because you never go to that place. Otherwise, you are also smoking, you never smoked before. So it is a question, but it is a criticizing or sarcasm. That is also one shade of the question we have. Now finally, the fourth one is here what Dhritarashtra asked, not these first 3 types of questions. Here is the question is, how come? What, how come? What my children and the Pandu children are doing or did in the war field. So if you take it as a past, or if you take it as a present also, because this question, why he's asking, how can it happen what they did? So the question is with wonderment and the how come, why it happened, how it can happen, what happened, sir? This question asked by Dhritarashtra on the 10th day of the war. Please remember all this background, some information. If we know only, we know the importance of these shlokas and how this Bhagavad Gita started. On the 10th day of the war, this question, oh, what happened on the 10th day? Bhishmacharya fallen. Because of the arrows of the Arjuna, Bhishmacharya fallen down. When Bhishma fell in the war field on the floor, then it given a shock to the Dhritarashtra, because no one can defeat or fight with the Bhishmacharya, that too Arjuna, because there are so many reasons. Arjuna has got so much respect, reverence, and the soft corner towards his great great grandfather Bhishmacharya. And not only these are the reasons, the Dhritarashtra's question is having another big inside one background. That's why he's asking, how come Bhishmacharya uh, can fall in the war field? How it happened? What my children and the Pandus are doing there. Now, for this to understand why he is so confident that Bhishmacharya, of course, he is a very powerful person, and not only that, I never expected that Arjuna will shoot the arrows on his grandfather. And I have the faith that because of this Bhishmacharya, the strongest person in the war field, uh, our children and we will win the war. And these are all his anticipations. Not only that, another story, what happened the day before the war, the previous night, Dhritarashtra sent this Sanjaya to the camp of the Pandavas by keeping in the view that the Pandavas have respect on me, they are very good children, dharmic children, people. So, if I send this message, by listening to this, they may withdraw the war from the war, or they may not fight with the full inspiration or interest. Like that, some words, his message he sent through Sanjaya. Sanjaya went to the Pandavas camp. That time, Lord Sri Krishna and all the Pandavas are sitting in the tent. Sanjaya went, so he did namaskar. They also honored him and made him to sit. And Sanjaya, I came here with the message from your father-like uncle, the Maharaja Dhritarashtra. What he said, I will convey to you. He said to you, oh my dear Pandavas, you are all very good children, dharmic, and my children are not listening to me. And you are capable of creating your own kingdom anywhere, so you can withdraw and go back from the war. If this war is taken place, all our family members of both the sides will die. By dying so many of these men in the war, there won't be anybody left to do the Shraddha also. When the men population are many killed in the war, the women folk will not have any protection, and they will also will go in a wrong way. So all these kind of words Dhritarashtra nicely created, and so considering my words, I hope that you won't fight this war. Like this, Dhritarashtra sent the message. So Sanjaya conveyed. So whatever these words are told by Dhritarashtra, conveyed by Sanjaya, The same kind of words are going to be uttered by Arjuna later in front of the Krishna. That also you have to remember. Exactly. Now, what happened when this message heard by all of them? Krishna sitting there. Then Krishna said, everybody is kept quiet. Then Krishna asked the Pandavas, my dear Pandavas, you are all having faith on me. You consider me as your uh, well-wisher. Of course, we all will believe you are the soul of us. Then, on behalf of all of you, can I answer to Sanjaya? Yes, of course, because you always want our well-wish. You are our well-wisher. So you just tell on behalf of us. Then Lord Krishna said, Sanjaya, go and tell to your Raja Dhritarashtra, this war will be fought. No compromise, no going back. Then Sanjaya went back. Then Arjuna, so these words are not created any disturbance among these Pandavas, four of them. Dharmaraja is very convinced, he is not bothered about what Dhritarashtra said and all that. He is a very balanced and steady person. Then the second one, the Bhima, he is having his own words. He is also doesn't have any doubt. What he is oath, I have to pierce the chest of the Dushyasana and I have to drink the heart from his blood. That's it. He is very clear about his work. And he did it. And that day in the Mahabharata war, everybody is terrified by seeing that. But he doesn't mind. You may all afraid of it, but I have said, I have done it, I have to do. So he is very clear. And the last two brothers are youngsters, Nakula Sahadeva. They are very convinced that whatever elder brother decides, we will follow. Why we have to unnecessarily take the decisions? Whatever elder leader do, we will follow. So simplest, easy way of life. The only in middle, the Arjuna got disturbed. Bhagavan Krishna knows this. So before Arjuna going to ask some questions, Bhagavan said, okay, now all of you go and sleep, no more discussions. And like that, everybody, Bhagavan sent everybody. Lord also went to his own tent and Arjuna didn't sleep. He started all these words sent by the Dhritarashtra, that virus, the virus words of virus of words created the turmoil in all that. So it is there in his mind. You know the meaning of the virus? Vital information under siege is called virus. So this is the background story. And Dhritarashtra is very confident that definitely my words will work and the Pandavas will feel so pity or the sympathetic and they may not do the war with so much interest, and after some time they will just leave the war and go. And particularly he knows that the Arjuna's mentality. Because if the Arjuna is not shooting the arrows towards the Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya, then there is no problem at all. And if Arjuna becomes emotionally upset, then it is easy for us to conquer the war. Or they may withdraw and go. So this is the plan of the Dhritarashtra. In that view, he sent the message. Now, after the 10th day of the war, when Bhishmacharya fallen, and it shook the Dhritarashtra. How come this happened? That is the question. How come? Because I am sure that my words will touch their heart, the two in them in Arjuna, and then Arjuna loses the interest or they uh, don't fight this war, and he may not shoot the arrows. Not shooting the arrows at the Drona Bhishmacharya. As yeah, first of all, he don't want to fight. He may want to go back. So definitely, he emotionally he becomes upset. That much confidence for Dhritarashtra. That also happened actually. If that is the case, how come such a Arjuna shoot the arrows and made the Bhishmacharya and Dronacharya to fall on the floor? Tell me now. So now Sanjay has to go back to the first day of the war. What happened? What happened? Because that day only, the marvelous change has taken place in the Arjuna's mind. First, he become emotionally upset, completely, totally broke down. Now Sanjaya has to recollect and tell to Raja to Dhritarashtra. So this is the background story of this question. Unless we know this, we don't know this. Why the Arjuna become such a great hero? When he came, the moment he saw his near and dear, why he becomes so weak and he becomes zero overnight? So this is the cause. Now we'll go to the second shloka. Sanjaya started replying to Dhritarashtra's question. Sanjaya uvacha दृष्ट्वा तु पाण्डवानीकं व्यूढं दुर्योधनस्तदा आचार्यमुपसङ्गम्य राजा वचनमब्रवीत्. Sanjaya started telling to Dhritarashtra. Vachanam abravit Raja. Sanjaya telling, oh my dear sir, that day morning when everybody all are ready to start the war, that time in the war field, your darling son Duryodhana, after seeing the Pandavas army, he went near to his Acharya Dronacharya and he started speaking like this. He spoke like this. Sanjaya addressing this Raja word to Duryodhana. In fact, Duryodhana is not the Raja. Raja in sense, he may be a Yuvaraja. That too, Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra is the main Raja Chakravarti. Then why Sanjaya mentioning here Raja Duryodhana? That means now see what are the mistakes done by Duryodhana, your darling child, in that morning. One is considering himself as the Raja. That's why Sanjay used the word here Raja. Otherwise, he can say Yuvaraja word. Please remember, whatever a single letter or the word uttered by Sanjaya, all are 100% true. 100% true. Actually, whatever. So I told that's why he not only seeing the film like the war, but he knows the inner psychology, what is going on in the people's mind also. Such a power Vyasa Bhagavan given. So Raja, your son Duryodhana, told like this by going near to the Acharya. Who is the Acharya there? Dronacharya. He is the Guru for all of them. So, Društva tu Pandavanikam Vyudham. By seeing the array, the gathering of the Vyudhamanna, one particular formation of uh, the strategy on that particular day, in some particular formation they will stand. Second day they will change that formation. Such a formation only one is called Padma Vyuham. Like that many times Garuda Vyuham, Vihanga Vyuham. Like this they will change the strategy, the way they stand in the war field. So by seeing the first days that particular way of arrays standing Duryodhana, then went to Acharya, Dronacharya near and said like this. So this is the Sanjaya conveying the first. So one mistake here. Now the second character is we are seeing here Duryodhana. First I said the tamasic ahankara mamakara person Dhritarashtra. Now here the second character is a Rajasika Ahankara Mamakara person. Rajasik, very, very arrogant, very, very proud. So Rajasik. That's why he considering himself as Raja. And now further he keep on commit the mistakes. Let us see. Sloka-3. What he said after reaching gone near to the Dronacharya, Pashyaitam Panduputranam Acharya Mahatim Chemum Vyudham Drupada Tava Sishyena Dhimata. The another mistake or the problem with the Duryodhana is he is having plenty of doubts about the people on his side who are all standing. A doubtful personality. He is having his own doubts. You know the rule, Samshayatma Vinashyati. A doubtful person is always will get perished. For suppose example, I know you very well and I want you to do some work favor for me. Then before I am telling that work to do, if I say, I don't know that you can able to do this. Anyhow, you try. If such a kind of doubt I express in the beginning itself, that person he will able to do that work with full perfection, because the seed of doubt is already planted. Like that, now Duryodhana's words are going to plant the seeds of the doubt in the Dronacharya's mind also, indirectly. Now, so these kind of different mistakes. Now, the another mistake. See, when a person is arrogant and headstrong, okay, who is having a mental cholesterol, Rajasika Ahankara and Mamakara. Hey Acharya, Pashya, look, see the Pandu's children, which are having behind them a Mahatim Chamum, a big army. First of all, Kaurava's army is bigger than the Pandavas. There are 11 Akshonis and Pandavas are only 7 Akshonis. What is Akshoni? That calculation I will tell you later. Pashya etam Panduputranam. That means what he did mistake. Dronacharya didn't call him. He didn't ask him to give some information or talk. That is one mistake. And he himself gone to the teacher and he didn't do namaskara or anything, because if he did the namaskara, Sanjay will tell that he didn't do that. Even in the warfield, can I? He didn't ask the permission. Can I talk to you, sir? When you consider somebody as the guru and you learnt everything from him, can you speak like this without any respect, without first of all saluting and taking the permission before the guru? If you want to say something, you must ask first, can I talk? Can I speak, sir? Can I say something? That is the obedience. Here, the obedience is zero because Rajasika Ahankara. Then he remembered he is in front of the teacher, so he mentions him Acharya. Okay. Generally in Upanishad and everywhere, a Bhagavan, the student addressed the teacher. Even the teacher is a father also, a Bhagavan. Adihi Bhagavo Brahmeti, a Bhagavan, O Lord. That the word itself is the showing the respect. But nothing is here. But he just simply said Acharya. That also, look. Why? Dronacharya don't know that who are all standing there and what for they are all gathered here. Who asked him to talk now? And he's telling Mahatim Chamum, the big army. That means even though he's, again he will tell also, uh, even their army is big, but he have seen that big army of the Pandavas, which is controlled by that particular formation by Drupada Putra. The first day, beginning of the war, on the Pandava side, the commander-in-chief, the army commander-in-chief is the Drupada Putra Dushtadhyumna. Dushtadhyumna, Drupada's Putra. And why is mentioning about this Drupada Putra? Not only that, another mistake and another sarcasm. Your disciple, Tavasishyena, Dhimata, who is very brilliant, who is your own disciple, and who is the son of the Drupada. Why all these mentions? Now we have to go to back some small story. Here, Drupada Putra, Dushtadhyumna. Drupada is the son of a king, and Dronacharya is the son of the poor Brahmana. In the childhood, both of them, Drupada and this Dronacharya, studied in the one same Gurukula. That time they are very close friends. And that time, simply by talking like that, no, children, and poor Brahmin son, this Dronacharya, that Drupada says, when I become big and become the Raja, king, I will give half of my kingdom to you. Don't worry. Friends, no? So the childish words. He said simply like that. And then they studied, they went back and they grown up, and Dronacharya have the wife Krupacharya's sister, and Dronacharya, after marrying Krupi, he got a baby who is called now Ashwadhama. That time even there is no money to buy the milk to feed this child. Such a poor condition. And in that poor condition, when he is not able to even capacity to look after the child, then the wife Krupi says that you told sir some time back your best friend Drupada, you studied together, and he also told that he will give his kingdom half. Now he is ruler king. He may not give the half kingdom, but he can help us, and we can come out of our poverty. So like that, she says. So because Krupi says, Dronacharya went. Dronacharya went and met the Drupada. Of course, Drupada recognized, but by the time Drupada also becomes so arrogant, because when he become big and the king, Dronacharya mentioning all that our childhood days like this, and when we are playing now, I am in a very difficult situation. Even I cannot buy the milk to feed my son. And that time you told that you will give half of the kingdom to me. What? Childhood, many things will talk and say like that. Forget about all of that. What is your problem? Half liter of milk for your child. That I will arrange. You go. Like that, he insulted and sent back the Dronacharya. Then Dronacharya becomes so angry, and that anger he kept in his mind. Then later days pass on. There's Pandavas are all Kauravas together studying there, and the Arjuna become number one archer. And Dronacharya's aim is that to make the Arjuna as the number one archer in the world. He made him like that. He did it. And when Guru Dakshina time has come, then Arjuna, when he asked Dronacharya, what can I offer as a Guru Dakshina? That time Dronacharya said, now you go and fight with that Drupada Raja, tie him up with the rope and bring him here. Then Arjuna went, Arjuna did that. Drupa brought in front of the feet of the Dronacharya. Then Dronacharya feeling great. Now you understand what I am? That day when I came to your palace, you spoke like that. Then see the another foolishness. They can kill him, or they can put him as a prisoner, anything. Because Arjuna conquered that whole kingdom now. But the arrogance, again, everywhere, arrogance. Dronacharya said, okay, now be careful. I am donating the entire kingdom to you. Go. This is foolish thing only, no? Just for the anger, revenge to take. Then that Drupada, when he was given Pranabhiksha and left, and now the kingdom is came like a dhanam to him, charity. He's very much worried. The kingdom donated by Dronacharya, I am ruling. And inside he also developed revenge, and he did a big yajna or yaga, and to create again a son because of the yagam. For what? Just to kill the Dronacharya. This is everybody knows. So the Yushtadyumna born, Drupada made him to born just to kill the Dronacharya. See this? Arrogance, anger, hatred, revenge. Then, now you remember, sir, Kshatriya Drupada's son. He's mentioning that Drupada's son Justadyumna now is a commander-in-chief standing in the Pandavas army side. And another criticism, and he's your disciple. This is another foolish thing. When he knows Dronacharya, Drupada created the Justadyumna just to kill me, then Dronacharya, why he has to teach all this knowledge of the warfare to Justadyumna? He taught. He taught. Maybe he came to him and requested, asked, then he taught. So, to whom you taught all the things, by knowing that he is the enemy, he born only to kill you, and on whom you have enmity, that Drupada's son is standing there. So by showing all this, he is criticizing that you are now being Arjuna is the your loving disciple, and to make the Arjuna number one, and also you did another thing, Adi didn't tell here. When Ekalavya came to give Gurudakshina, he asked to give your thumb, because to make the Arjuna number one, no one can overtake him. What a kind of guru! Can he become a guru? But we are not interested here that why is like that, why is like that. Understand the arrogance and the ignorance, or the proudness, the revenge, this kind of any virus, if it is there inside the mind of any person, how he gets destroyed. That is the only thing. So in this way, he started pointing out all these things. Then slowly Dronacharya losing his inspiration. Why to make the Dronacharya lose his inspiration? He is telling all this. No, you have to be because he's having a doubt. Duryodhana. Anytime you may become soft cornered on the Arjuna, and even this Justadyumna also is your student. You may become soft anytime. I can't believe that you will be strongly enoughly. You will fight this war. So just I want to remind you, sir, indirectly. So like this, Duryodhana, one after another, started doing the mistakes, and unnecessarily, no need, nobody asked, he's talking in front of everybody, particularly in front of Acharya. Then further what he said, fourth shloka, then he started uh, explaining the powerful people who are all standing in the Pandava side. Atra Shura Maheshwasaha Bhimarjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharadaha Dushtaketuschekitanaha Kashirajascha Viryavan Purujet Kunti Bhojascha Shaibhyascha Narapungavaha Yudha Manyuscha Vikrantaha Uttamaujaschya Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyascha Sarva Eva Maharathaha. So from this fourth shloka to sixth shloka, he mentioned nearly 17 great warriors' names. We are not going to detail who is he, what is his background. Okay. But he started listed out so many were all standing there that side. So why to remind all this? Dronacharya don't know, Acharya don't know all this, but this fellow has got a fear inside, unknown fear, and plenty of doubts, doubt about everybody. This is the situation created by your own son on the first day before the war starts. So There, so many big archers are there, warriors, starting from the Bhima, then Arjuna, Yudhana, Virata Raja, Drupada, all of them are Maharathaha. Dushtaketu, Chekitana, Kashi Raja, all of them are Viryavans. And Purujit, Kunti Bhoja, Shebhya, all of them are very powerful persons. Narapungava, then Yudhamanyu, Vikranta, Uttamauja, all of them Viryavan. Saubhadraha, Subhadras, Arjuna's son Abhimanyu, and Draupadi Yasha. Pandavas, 5 children, Draupadi's children, Pancha Pandava, Upa Pandavas. All of them are Maharathaha. Maharatha means who can guide and lead 11,000 archers. 11,000 archers. Then he is called Maharatha. Behind him, 11,000 archers will be there, warriors. And that battalion is lead. Like that, 17 people's names he mentioned here. So in this Yuyudhana means it is another name to the Krishna's charioteer, Satyaki. The same person's word later referred as the Satyaki. So he given the entire information like this about the uh, great warriors on the Pandava side. Now, he didn't stop there. Then further he starts explaining and oh teacher, Acharya, listen. Asma, 7th shloka. Asmakam tu visishtaye tanibhodadvijottama nayaka mama sainyascha sangnardham tan bravimite. Sir, for your information, for your knowledge, I would like to tell who are all there on our side also. See, he's blabbering, literally. Why all these things? Everybody is ready to start the war and they are all preparing on that. That too talking with the Guru. So our side, Asmakantu Vishishtaye. From on our side also there are great warriors. That also I would like to inform you for your information. Here he is addressing his Guru Acharya, hey Dvijottama. This is another sarcastic criticizing only. He is only Dvijottama only. Why he is mentioning like that? Not by because respecting that you are the superior in the Brahmanas. Dvija means Brahmana. Actually, all these are three varnas are Dvijas only. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, those are all having the thread ceremony. They are all Dvijas only. And in that again, Brahmana is considered as the best. Not only that, in the Brahmanas, again, whoever knows the Brahma Vidya, he is considered as the Brahmanottama. So here, Dvijottama, best among these Brahmanas. And by telling this word, there is a actual meaning is inside the mind of the Duryodhana is Brahmana you are, and you are the Uttama Brahmana, and now you are standing in the war field. Brahmana has got so much. Brahmana can teach the any knowledge or the warfare, everything, but to take the weapon in the hand and doing the war is not the Brahmana's quality. And he himself telling you are Brahmanottama. That means Brahmana should have always a soft and peaceful and calm and serene mind. He is not aggressive. Now I have my own doubt that, sir, you are Brahmanottama. Anytime you may become very, very soft and your Brahmana gunas may come up, and then you may again show the soft corner on the Arjuna. So how you are going to fight standing on my side, our side, and you are the your favorite student is standing that side, and you are a Brahmana Dvijottama. So I want to remind you, sir, please think about it. These are not respecting words. You have to see the read in between the words. So like this, Duryodhana addressed to the Dronacharya. This is the first scene. This is happening like this. Not only that, still he is going to talk few more words. What is that? That we'll see in the next class. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम तत्सत्